So now I want to define a public method get employee ID. Okay, so in TypeScript we can pass any argument here. So here we need to pass the we will get the employee ID, right? So okay, so here we can define we can write the return type of the method. For example, it is returning an employee ID, so we will write colon the return type, which is string, right? Okay, so here we will define the return type of the method. Okay, so return type, it will return the employee ID, so return type will be the string. Okay, return this dot emp id. Okay, so as we can see here, there is a way to define a method in TypeScript. So it is, so first of all, it is the, we can see the access modifier, which is public, the name of the method, which is get employee ID, right? The parenthesis brackets, then colon, the return type of method, which is string, right? And here we can pass the parameters if method required any. Okay, now I am creating another public method set employee ID. Okay, and it just set the employee ID and it will return nothing, so we will write here as void. Okay, because it will not return nothing, but it expect an argument, the employee ID, which need to be set, and the type, which will be string. Okay, so it will set the employee ID. Okay, so here we can see I have created a class, the employee class, right? Have created some properties, one private property, employee ID, two public properties, first name, last name, and define the typed constructor. Okay, and two methods. So now our class definition is completed. Now we will creating the object. To create an object, we just need to use new keyword and then the class name and the parenthesis, and need to pass the parameters as it expects three parameters, right? Employee ID that I am passing here 80001, then first name, and I'm passing John, and the last name Martin. Okay, so now I am consoling the object. Okay, so now we have written our TypeScript program in an object oriented way. So what need to do next? We need to compile this program with TypeScript compiler. Okay, so for compile this program, go to the command prompt, right? Run the command tsc, which is TypeScript compiler. So first of all, uh, we need to go with this directory, right? So now my program is written in this directory TypeScript. So now we are here. So now we have to run the command tsc, the TypeScript compiler, and the TypeScript file main.ts. So when we run this command, it will compile our TypeScript program, right? Okay, so my program is compiled successfully and it generated a main.js file, as we can see here, right? So now see the output of main.js. Mm, So now we can see the main.ts generates the main.js file and the output is this, so which is a JavaScript program. So this main.js is the equivalent JavaScript program of this TypeScript. So let's see the compiled JavaScript, right? So as we can see, we have created a class. So it is created a class as well, where function employee is a constructor. It is two public methods that we have defined here in prototype, right? Here it is creating the object by using this constructor function and consoling this object. So now we can see as well here that the console.log, it is a JavaScript method, right? Which is also working in TypeScript. So anything is working in JavaScript will work for TypeScript as well. For example, if I'm writing here where test property, okay, and assigning some value test. Now I'm going to compile my program. Let's see, will it throw any error or not? Okay, it is throwing an error. Let's see what is the error. Okay, so it is throwing that we can define only the uh, properties, methods and constructor in class, right? So outside the class we can write here, right? So outside the class, if I'm writing here where test test, right? So it is our JavaScript syntax, right? So let's compile this program. So let's compile, will it work or not? Now it's compiled. Now see the compiled file. here we can see where test JavaScript. So it is working for this one. So this is the JavaScript syntax. So it means we can write the JavaScript syntax as well inside the TypeScript will, and it will be working fine. Okay, all right, so let's remove this one. So we can see this is our TypeScript program, and it is the equivalent JavaScript program. The second thing, we will also use this one into the TypeScript, and it will be working fine. Yeah, let's compile. Oh, it's throwing some error, duplicate. Okay, just saying that it is duplicate. So we just change the name of the variable. Now compile it again. It is saying variable declaration must have the same type. Okay. Okay. Now it's running. See. So I just want to check that will JavaScript program work in TypeScript or not. So as we show here, it's working fine. So if you know the JavaScript, then you can write the JavaScript syntax in TypeScript. Okay. So okay, I think for today it is we have written the class syntax, the private, public methods, the properties and constructor. So basically, TypeScript is a programming language which allows us to write a program in an object-oriented manner. We can use class keyword, we can use constructor, public, private keywords. We can define the types, strictly type. So which makes JavaScript more object-oriented, typed, and compiled. So I hope this tutorial will help you to understand what is TypeScript and JavaScript. After that, in my next tutorials, we will discuss in depth more how to define variables, right? How to define the types, how to define methods, how we can define classes, how we can set the access modifiers, the pipeline, the public, private, protected, and how we can inherit classes. So we will discuss it